My educational philosophy is not for the weak, it's for the determined. Teachers who want their students to believe that they can achieve greatness.
I used to see the world in black and white. When I was in preschool, after I suffered a head trauma, I was diagnosed with an auditory processing disorder. In a quick summary, it means that my ears and brain don't connect and process information together in a way that people would see as normal. I never categorized myself. I never let it stop me, and honestly, I never will. People see themselves as constantly being made or developed. So, like my own personal developing philosophy, it will always be changing and evolving with me as I take the leap of faith in becoming a secondary educator.
I am an advocate for knowing firsthand that none of my students are going to be the same. We do not live in a homogeneous world. We are all different, and because of these differences, that is what makes us all unique. Because none of my students are going to be identical, they are going to need to take alternative paths, some longer than others, but if these paths are taken strong-heartedly and willingly, we can teach students that they can achieve anything they put their minds to. That's what I stand for, that's what I represent. Every child should be given the full education that they are entitled to. I believe in equitable access to the curriculum for all, so that we can push out the values of functionalism and embrace post-structuralism by allowing all students from every class in society the right to the educational programs they deserve. We need to develop successful lifelong learners who are confident, creative individuals. We have to motivate adolescents into adults who are active and informed citizens of our society. High school dropouts are mostly affected because of poverty, low attendance, and negative peer influences. Rita Pearson, an educator of over 40 years, believes in the importance and the significance of the human connection. She is a promoter of becoming a champion to your students. I will encourage building relationships with my pupils because I believe that a great connection with your teacher can be enough to inspire you to come to school each and every day as she or he opens your mind to new possibilities. Effective teachers don't cover the curriculum, they uncover it. I need to look at the curriculum not just for its content, but for what it can be transformed into. There are no unteachable children, only teachers, parents and schools who fail to teach them. Me failing my students will not be an option. I intend to look at the curriculum not just as a textbook document, and I also aim to introduce the hidden curriculum to my students, which itself holds an assortment of knowledge that can help uncover the syllabus in a social environment. We can all get smarter, and like our muscles get bigger with exercise and weights, our brains can develop with the pedagogical view of a growth mindset. I believe in the power of yet. A grade of not yet is allowing your students to understand that they are on the verge of a learning curve whilst in the growth mindset. Paulo Freire, a philosopher who believed in the critical mind, said, "Education makes sense because women and men learn that through learning they can make and remake themselves. It is through our mistakes and the power of believing you can improve is what will make you improve."
Now let's discuss the big issues. The issues that separate us and categorize us as individuals. There will be no time for discrimination in my classroom. It doesn't matter about your race, social class, religion, gender, or sexuality. People should not and will not be categorized. Children are like a sponge. They absorb their family's views, whether it's right or wrong, good or bad, or embodies love or hate. This is passed down to them before they even have a chance to think for themselves. I will give my students a chance to analyze multiple meanings and interpretations on critical topics while also allowing their own opinions to feel valid, valued, and safe. I want to transform, not reproduce, the outlooks and understandings on the preconceptions about people that they already have. This will allow my students to reject mythical norms and find who they really are as growing individuals.
You will see a lot of diversity from the students that walk into our classrooms. Their differences will mainly consist of their social class, culture, ethnic background, and the type of families they originate from. Not all students are going to come from a nuclear family, just like not all students are going to be accepted by their peers because of the few cultural differences that we have. I aim to embrace diversity in my classroom by informing my students of the different backgrounds that we have and promoting my students to accept the individualism that each one of us possesses.
I used to see the world in black and white, but that was before I realised that my development was in my own hands. If I worked hard, believed harder, never gave up, and not let my limitations define me, I started to see colour. I want to bring the colour out in my students, so that they can see that the world is changing from traditional to transformative, and that their potential is truly in their own hands.